how to get in amazing shape this summer. Most people want to get in shape to have a summer body, so they're leaving it a little bit late. But if you want to get in amazing shape right now, it's still possible. So I'm going to go through some of those things that you can do and give you an in-depth training so you can actually see what you need to apply to your own training. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. It really, really helps. Just one little like has a big impact on the channel. And it helps us spread this message of peace, of love, of training, of health, of fitness, and especially people who are like me, former athletes trying to get back in shape. It's important that we keep spreading this beautiful message that we have. The video is going to play straight after this. It's going to be about 15 minutes, so enjoy it.
Before I get started, I hope everyone's well. If you're tuning in, before we even move forward here, everything I'm about to talk about is actually in my free 8-step guide to burn belly fat. So I have a guide that's going to go through a lot of the stuff I'm about to talk about right now. So before I even get into it, you can just head there and download some free stuff, and you don't have to listen to me. So to get into it, I'm going to talk about 3 steps you can take right now to make sure that you get in shape in time for the summer. And we know that the summer is June 21st, I believe, in the Northern Hemisphere. So how many days is that? That's 38 days until the summer comes. So what does that mean? You should be using this time productively, because there is a lot you can do in 38 days if you actually stick to something and you commit yourself to the process. So this will only be about 10 minutes. I'll make this nice and sharp, but it will be an effective 10 minutes for that. So before I move forward, if you're on TikTok, drop me a quick like, because the more you like it, the more it spreads, then the more people get to see it, the more people improve. If you're on Facebook or LinkedIn, I don't know if you can like it, but maybe drop a comment or something like that. But if you're on TikTok, drop me a like. That way it shares it with more people. We can change more lives. We can help improve people's fitness and health. So what's my first tip? My first tip isn't going to be my number one tip, right? Because it's always slightly different there. So the first tip really is actually to find yourself a program that's specific to you and stop doing generic gym classes. I was just at the gym this morning and I was watching a class, and I'm not even hating on anybody. If you're on TikTok, drop me a like, because the more likes, it attracts more viewers. We can help more people. And I'm not hating on anybody, but if you're still doing gym classes and random gym classes, it's unfortunate, but you're not going to see much gym progress. I'm sorry to say it. If you are an absolute beginner, then yes, gym group classes and stuff like that might help. However, if you're trying to, if you've been training for a little while and you've seen progress in the past, but maybe things have slowed down, then unfortunately, just doing random gym classes is not really where you're going to see progress. And I want to break this down to you in a very simple way. Okay, think about it like this: if there's a class of 30 people, and there's a class of 30 people, right? And they're all doing the same thing. You've got a different goal to the other 29 people. So why are we all doing the same thing to get there? It doesn't make sense, right? And if that makes sense, drop me a like on TikTok, because it doesn't make sense to me. All right. Because if there's 30 people in a class and we're all doing the same thing, how can that help me, who I don't have the same goals as everybody else, get to where I need to get to? Don't get it twisted. If you are a beginner, classes are great to get you started. But then it gets to a point where you've done the class so much that it starts to plateau. Then you need that personal care, that personal one-to-one attention to actually get your training and your nutrition to the next level. The next thing that you really need to think about as well when it comes to that is the reason you want someone to work with you specifically is because there's going to be issues that only you have compared to everybody in a class. And with that, it's like, okay, me personally, when I squat, I'm very core dominant. Working in a class, that's not going to get noticed, because a trainer who's teaching a class can't really cater to one person. They are too busy dealing with everybody else trying to get through it. So if you've got an issue with your technique, your form, but you're working with everybody in a massive group setting where people are screaming and shouting, you're not going to get the best out of it. You need to work with someone that's going to help with you on a personal level, on a one-to-one level. If you're on TikTok, drop me a like. Drop me a like so we can spread the love to more people, man. Drop me a like if you're on TikTok. So that's number one, right? You need something personal. Now, Number two, remember it's 38 days till the summer, so we've really got to be strategic here. And if we're really trying to lose a lot of weight in that time, honestly, the best thing you could do and the smartest thing to do is firstly give up alcohol. And I know that is going to hurt a lot of you, but at this point, if you're still drinking alcohol and trying to get in shape, it's not really smart, is it? So the first thing would be to actually give up alcohol, like for good. Just give it up for 6 weeks. Give it up. I bet you're going to feel 10 times better. You're going to have more energy. You're going to be way more productive. I can almost guarantee my life on that. So the next thing to do, if you are trying to get in the best shape just before summer hits, is actually give up alcohol. If you find if that's too hard for you, then I guess being in shape is too hard for you, and being in shape maybe isn't for you. And I'm just being brutally honest. That's just the way it is. But that's really what you got to think about: dropping out the alcohol, and then also I would really consider limiting the amount of fast food or takeaways you have to one time per week. If you can do that, give up alcohol, have fast food once a week, you will get. I guarantee you probably start losing body fat. You'll get leaner, and I'm certain of that. I'm certain of that. If you're on TikTok, drop me a like. We need to spread the love to more people, man. We need to spread the love. So drop me a like if you're already there. So let's do that. Give up alcohol and stop having only have fast food once a week. No booze. Yes, Andy, man. I'm telling you, you got to give it up, man. You got to give it up. Not for good though. Not for good, because when the summer's here, we need to drink, right? But okay, actually, that comment has actually triggered something in my mind. After you give up the alcohol, just for a 6-week period, because we're just talking about the summer here. We're not talking about forever. Just for that 6-week period, because summer's in 38 days, right? So if we do it for 38 days, when those 38 days are over, we can reintroduce alcohol, but maybe only once a week, maybe twice a week at best. And then also the amount. And that's really going to be the key here. And my personal preference when it comes to this is I give myself a number. So I say to myself, if I'm going out for the weekend, my limit is 4 drinks tonight. I'm going to have 4 drinks. I'm going to eat some good food. I know that that's my limit because I work hard in the gym Monday to Friday. I can have 4 drinks and I'll be okay. And Monday to Friday, my food is pretty much the same. So I know that I'm not going to be doing too much. So have a number and just stick to it. The next thing you want to try and do is, what was the third thing? I had number 3 in my head. Oh, this is in regards to actually the first thing. And that is make sure you are lifting heavy weights at least 3 to 5 times per week. Heavy weights, not just doing your normal HIIT class with them little dumbbells and barbells. I mean heavy weight training. And the reason you want to do heavy weight training, I could list a million things, but let's go through some of the most basic things here. For men, a lot of us guys, when we're thinking about summer, we're thinking about the muscles that we can see in the mirror. So our chest, our arms, our 6-pack abs. If we want to get to a position where we're able to show these things, then we need to have strength and muscle, right? So you should be doing heavy weight training. The next thing is that the stronger you become, the more muscle you can grow. And also the more muscle you have, the more metabolically active you are, which means your body basically burns more calories, right? If your body's burning more calories, then guess what? It's easier to keep your body fat low. Simple, right? So it's quite an easy process. And then the next thing as well, with that lifting heavy, also kind of tied to the first point, is you need to track all the weight that you lift. If you do not know how much you're bench pressing, how much you're squatting, how much you're lunging, how much you're shoulder pressing, if you don't know those numbers, then you are just training blind. And therefore, you don't know if you're going to make progress. You don't know if your training is actually improving because you're not tracking these numbers. And again, tied in with the first thing is when you get a program, we all have biases, right? I'm biased. I'm going to pick things that I enjoy versus what I need to do. So that's why you need someone to help you. But on top of that, you need to be tracking the numbers because then you can see where you're weak. And that might be squatting, man, because a lot of guys hate squatting. A lot of guys hate improving their lower body. A lot of guys hate leg day. A lot of guys, they don't do ab work. They don't do core work. But if you know, okay, my squat's really good. I'm squatting 150 kilos. I'm bench pressing 120 kilos, but I'm only deadlifting 80 kilos. Then we already know that, okay, that's the weakest part of my game. This is what I need to work on. And again, every month or every week, as we track these numbers, we can see what needs to be improved, which then allows us to build more muscle mass which then gets us to look better for the summer, build more muscle, our metabolism increases, we're going to burn more fat, we're going to get lean. So as you can see, there is multiple layers here. Guys, by the way, if you're listening, I've got a free fat loss guide. If you're on LinkedIn or Facebook, it's in my bio. If you're on TikTok, it's also in my bio, actually. So if you're on TikTok, head to my bio. And don't forget to press the like button, because the more likes you give me, the more people it helps, the more people will come on this live, and I'll be able to change more lives. A lot of live lives. So we want to help change people's lives, man. That's what this is all about. So yeah, we're coming up to 10 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up very soon. But quite simply, what are those three things? So the first thing is get a plan, right? You need a plan that's specific to you, not just generic gym classes, because unfortunately that's not going to take you to the next level. The second thing that you actually really need to think about is, and I'm only talking about the summer here, but giving up alcohol for the next 6 weeks, and limit your fast food to once a week. If you can do those two things, it's only 6 weeks. If you can't give up alcohol for 6 weeks, then I mean, maybe getting in shape isn't for you. And then the third thing is to make sure you're lifting heavy weights at least 3 to 5 times per week. That's going to help you build a nice, beautiful shape, whether you're a man or a woman, because I know some women, they hate doing weight training. But if you're a woman, you need to be doing weight training. Trust me, you want to build that shape to your body. You want to build strength. You want to be doing weight training. Even if you're like, even before giving birth, a stronger woman usually rebounds a lot quicker in terms of her physique. So I'm telling you, building muscle is going to be really important for you. So those are the three things you need to consider. Is there anything else I could add there? I mean, that's about it for now, guys. So I'm going to leave you guys